And it was a reminder for me the importance of gratitude, and that I believe that it's something for me, and I think all of us experience, that this is something that is forever. That when we bring it into our heart, and we talk about this in the practice, how the practice of gratitude opens up our hearts. This feeling of compassion and kindness. And like we mentioned the other night with Nick, this concept of breath and giving thanks to our breath, because it's always here, and sometimes we take things for granted. And I looked around the room when I sat down to practice tonight. It's surrounded, as most of our lives are, with photos, with mementos, with things that bring us joy. And that beauty of the day, the sunset on the beach, whatever it is, we're experiencing gratitude 24/7. And sometimes we just don't recognize it. But I believe we take it in. And I think that when we have the mindset of gratitude, and of course, the practice of gratitude, this ability to open our heart and connect in ways that we don't fully understand. And I think the connection goes deep within. It's a connection deep with ourselves. And I think for those who've been practicing together, we experience that. We experience that in our practice. And I think, of course, the connection with others. So within the Sangha, this community, with others all over the world. And again, we practice that in Tonglen practices in different ways that we connect with people. And many times we think about the connection through suffering, that we all suffer together. And that's the connection. But I love this idea of gratitude, experiencing gratitude, sharing gratitude, opening the heart, and having that be this connection to connect us to all beings in the world. So tonight we'll get to share and sit and experience, and I invite you all to have an open heart in this practice, because gratitude really is a practice of the heart. And I think our format will be unique and different tonight. We'll have a practice, introductory practice led by Sam. We'll have some time to share and move back into practice, and then close with a little sharing. So I think it will be, as we refer to it as a sandwich today, but a beautiful practice for all of us to enjoy. And in closing, I just want to read two small quotes. One is very small. It's by Eckhart Tolle. And he basically said, gratitude is the foundation of all abundance. And that really resonated with me. This idea that everything can come, the joys in life can come from gratitude. Everything that good is good. Even understanding our challenges and our suffering. Gratitude is the foundation of all abundance. And the second is a passage that I really have grown to love. Because gratitude, sometimes it can be a passing, the poster at work that says, have an attitude of gratitude. I mean, it's become so commercial sometimes. So I really love this passage by David Whyte, poet, which he says, gratitude is not a passive response to something we have been given. Gratitude arises from paying attention, from being awake in the presence of everything that lives within and without us. Gratitude is not necessarily something that is shown after the event. It is a deep, a priori state of attention that shows we understand and we are equal to the gifted nature of life. Gratitude is the understanding that many millions of things come together and live together and mesh together and breathe together in order for us to take even one more breath of air. So with that, I want to pass the torch to four beautiful human beings: Sam, Brooke, Bree, and Sarah. And it's a gift to always share practices, but our lives together. as it's a gift to share with everyone in the Sangha and in this community. Really deep appreciation.
I really appreciated the piece that kind of came up twice. From the David Whyte quote, gratitude is a state of being awake and alive, present moment, kind of sharing in all of this. And then this other piece that you said about touching in with the gratitude that's always there. I hope we can get at this a little bit. Okay, I'm going to light a stick of incense to officially start our process. And while I'm doing that, if you all just want to get in a comfortable seat, whatever's going to be comfortable for you to practice in a little bit tonight. It won't be long. We'll have some time to discuss after. We're going to not actually go right into quote unquote meditation practice. It'll be something a little different. Okay. So out of whoever has their video still on, who has ever done the game of rose, thorn, and bud before? I see some hands. Okay, cool. We're gonna do like a meditation version of this game, of this sharing. So it's the same idea, and for those who haven't done it, the idea is each person, or as many people that want to share, will share a rose, a thorn, and a bud in their life right now. And what are the rose, thorn, and bud? So the rose is something that's sweet. If we take the metaphor of a rose, it smells sweet, beautiful, and it's considered a gift of love. So, okay, so we can share something in our life that's sweet and enjoyable and really nice. Thorn, pretty self-explanatory, something that's not so nice right now, something that's difficult. And then a bud, which is something that we're really excited about that's coming up. And the way that we're going to do it is I'll start to guide a short little practice, and then it's going to be open. And actually, anybody that feels that their environment is quiet enough can just come off of mute right now, right at the start of practice. And if you're worried that you might not have a quiet environment, that's totally fine. You could just unmute while we're doing the exercise. That's cool too. But the idea here is I'll guide a little bit of practice, and then I'll open up and I'll say, we'll begin with roses, and I'll share something to start. And each time that somebody shares something, I'll ring the bell, and we can all just let that share sink in until you can't hear the bell anymore. And then the next person can share. And there might be some silence in between, and there also might be some awkward two people speaking at the same time. That might happen too. There's lots of possibilities. So we need not be fazed by these possibilities. But yeah, we'll just listen each time, let it sink in, and try to feel with each person's rose, thorn, and bud. Is that making more or less sense to everybody? You don't need to be called to share. You just share on your own if you feel internally called to do so. And if you don't need to share, and that's okay too. You can just listen. Okay, so we'll start with a little bit of a practice component. If you like, you can come unmuted now, or you can just unmute at a later time. So you can let your eyes come to rest. Maybe that means closed, maybe it means just relaxed. And just allow yourself to feel whatever your body is already called to feel. Maybe you feel something comfortable or uncomfortable or heavy or noticeable. Whatever it is you're noticing, just softening, relaxing into it a little bit. You don't need to make anything go away. Just let it be relaxed. You might notice what's happening on your face and see if you can soften your face a little bit. Just a little slight amount. Same thing with your shoulders. What's happening there? Your torso, belly, and all through your back and your hips. They don't need to be perfect. They don't need to be so relaxed. Just seeing if you can pay them a little bit of mind. Let's imagine that we can now breathe in and out directly from our hearts. Imagining that the air fills the heart expands, opens, and on the exhale, relax, soften, deflate. Inhale after exhale, exhale after inhale. And see, you can't just touch in with whatever this sense of gratitude is that's always there that we don't recognize. The thing that Peter spoke of. Maybe there's just a subtle sense of gratitude running in the background somewhere that we can just tap into. It's just a quiet current. But if it's there, breathing it in and out of the heart. And as each person shares a rose, just taking it in fully, as if it were your own rose. I'll begin. You might say your rose in just a word, or a phrase, or a sentence. Maybe not a full explanation, just a few words. I'll say homecoming. Breathing in and out of the heart. Recognizing that holidays are also a complicated time, and life in and of itself is a complicated time. we can turn these soft hearts towards some thorny things without recoiling. And doing our best to receive each thorn with a tender heart and a tender body for each other. I'll open the section for thorns. Exhaustion. Let's breathe in with this just a moment longer. And held along with these bitter things are hearts, these buds as well. These places of sweetness, things that we look forward to, give us hope. So without leaving behind the roses and the thorns, but bringing them with us for one last round of buds. I'll begin. The rain savoring any final moments of this shared experience. In whatever way feels smooth, easy, natural for you. Beginning to come back.
I think many of us get so much out of the processing. So back from thinking, doing, to being. And let's do that by coming into the body. You are welcome to, at this moment in time, stand up. You can stay seated, but I want us to shake out all 4 limbs. So we're going to do it one at a time, starting with the right hand. We can do that for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left hand, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right leg, right foot, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And left, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, and if you want to stretch, crack a back, drop an ear to a shoulder. Take some liberties there before maybe coming back into a position that will sustain you, but bringing further awareness into the body, really pumping what we call the vagal brake. I want you to, before you let those eyes close, look in 360 degrees radius. Notice 5 things you have not noticed yet in the room around you. It really might mean looking as far as you can over one shoulder and then the next. And as strange as it seems, awareness to the sky, awareness to the floor beneath you. 5 visual cues you had not noticed before. And once you've got those 5 items identified, go ahead and find a place that is neutral for the spine and the head, and see if the eyes are ready to close. As you become aware now and next of 4 things that you can hear. Just noticing 4 things. Then becoming aware of 3 things that you can feel against the skin, touching you. 3 things. How about 2 things that you can smell? Even if that means bringing the back of the hand or the collar of your shirt to your nose. 2 things you can smell. And then 1 thing that you are currently tasting, even if it's nameless.
And as we begin this final gratitude practice, final for tonight, but hopefully not for the year, taking a moment to settle in, just connecting with the gentle rise and fall of your belly or your chest as you breathe. Not needing to change the breath or fix it or make it any other way than it is in this moment. Simply allowing the breath to rise and to fall. Being with this experience of breathing just for a few more breaths. And perhaps touching into the simplicity of gratitude just for this breath. Just for this moment in which you can be. And I'll invite you over the next few moments to connect with the sense of gratitude for small things, for seemingly insignificant things. And as I invite you to connect with gratitude for these things, perhaps taking a moment to acknowledge that we're not seeking to generate any specific feelings of joy or contentment, that generating the actual feeling is less important than simply practicing with the intention of awakening to the joy that's already here, awakening to the needs that are already met in this moment. However weak or strong that intention may actually feel in this moment. Simply being with it, being with that attention to awaken. Whenever you're ready, bringing to mind one small or insignificant thing that you may usually overlook, but that awakens a sense of gratitude in you, or for which you can recognize a need being met. This could be the chair, the couch supporting you here. This could be the availability of clean air that abundantly surrounds you to breathe. This could be the battery that powers your insulin pump or CGM. Or it could be the company of friends, of community that's surrounding you in this moment. As you breathe, seeing if you can let in a sense of savoring or appreciation for this thing, this experience, this need that's being met. This thing which can be easy to overlook from moment to moment. But if it weren't present in your life, you would feel it acutely. As you rest in gratefulness for this thing, if you like, perhaps visualizing the specific people or conditions that had to arise or be in place in order for this thing to be in your life. Seeing if you can trace it back to its source. Taking a moment to appreciate all of the many people around the world, across time, the many conditions that had to arise, whether by plan or by chance, in order for you to have this need, however small, to be met in this moment. If it feels right, perhaps bringing to mind one more thing or aspect of your life, however big or small, that you can feel grateful for in this moment. Bringing to mind one need, however big or small, that's being met for you in this moment. That is not a concern for you. One aspect of your life that is easy or simple. That you can be grateful for. Again, feeling into this quality of appreciation, savoring for this good thing in your life. Or perhaps it's a person or a place. Visualizing it, feeling it vividly. And taking a moment again to recognize the people or the conditions that had to be in place for this thing, for this person, for this place, for this experience to be present in your life. Imagining, visualizing the circumstances that have made it possible for this object of gratitude to be a part of your life. And finally, taking a moment to notice if your gratitude list also included any personal qualities, any aspects of you or strengths that have made a positive difference in your own life or in the lives of others. And if it didn't, perhaps connecting with one quality or aspect of yourself that's been a source of support, of goodness for yourself or for others. Taking a moment to savor this quality in yourself, connecting with a sense of gratitude for it. Perhaps recognizing that this good quality in you didn't arise out of thin air or exclusively by the personal efforts, or goodness in you, but rather it was formed with the help of many other people, as well as by the favorable conditions in our own lives that came together in order for this beautiful quality to manifest in your own life. Perhaps it's your kindness, your openness to others, your willingness to try new things. your ability to persevere in the face of challenges. And taking one final moment to appreciate, again, the people and the conditions, the countless other people and conditions that had to come together in order for you to have this beautiful quality and to experience its benefits and the benefits that it has offered in the lives of the people you love and countless other people on this planet that you may never know, but for whom you are a source of support, of importance, of love, and of gratitude. As we begin to bring this last practice to a close, allowing these feelings of gratitude or appreciation to linger, and extending these wishes of gratitude, of goodness, of appreciation to extend out to all other beings on this planet that are surrounding you in this Zoom room tonight. And whenever you're ready, I invite you to gently open your eyes if they're closed. Thank you all. And I'm wishing you so, so much peace and joy, both tomorrow and in the days ahead. Thank you. Much gratitude to you all.